Number 5. The Second Coming and the Age of Transcendence. The New Testament teaches that the return of Christ will unveil what is now hidden. It is not simply an event, but a transition of dimensions. From the visible to the invisible, from the temporary to the eternal, from the three-dimensional limitations of our world to the fullness of God's kingdom. Modern physics cannot predict this event, but it prepares the modern mind to understand that transcendence is not impossible. If particles can be connected across galaxies, if intelligence can exist without a body, if computation can operate in multiple states simultaneously, then the Christian claim of a spiritual kingdom and a returning king is not irrational. It is consistent with a universe that is deeper and more mysterious than materialism ever allowed. Number 6. What this means for the church. As we move toward an age shaped by AI and quantum technology, the church must also lift its horizon. The mission of the church is not merely to preserve traditions, but to help people interpret this emerging world in the light of Christ. We must remind the world that science can describe creation, but only Christ redeems it. Technology can extend human power, but only the Spirit transforms the human heart. The future belongs not to machines, but to the kingdom of God. The discoveries of physics are not competitors to faith. They are signposts, pointers to a transcendent creator who holds all things together and will one day renew all things through Jesus Christ. Conclusion. Modern science is unveiling a universe richer, stranger, and more interconnected than ever imagined. For Christians, these discoveries do not weaken faith, they deepen it. They reveal a cosmos that is open to transcendence and aligned with the biblical vision of a world awaiting redemption. As we stand on the edge of the age of AI and quantum transformation, the church is called to raise its dimension, to see beyond the material, to live in the Spirit, and to prepare for the day when Christ's glory breaks into full view. Q1. Which section of this essay aligns most closely with your message for the church? Q2. Would you like a shorter version for sermon use or a more academic version for publication? Q3. How strongly do you want to connect scientific concepts to eschatology in your next lecture? Below is a clear, structured English essay based on your material, written in a professional tone and suitable for lecture use. From the Fourth Industrial Revolution to Homo Deus, a new imagination of the human future. In 2016, the World Economic Forum introduced a phrase that quickly reshaped global discussions about technology and society: the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Klaus Schwab argued that emerging technologies were no longer simply improving industries. Instead, they were reshaping human life itself. Artificial intelligence, robotics, biotechnology, and big data were beginning to merge the physical, digital, and biological worlds. This was not a mechanical revolution, but a human one. The core of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The heart of this movement can be summarized in 3 transformations. 1. Hyperconnectivity. Everything becomes connected. Humans, machines, cities, financial systems, and biological data form one continuous network. 2. Superintelligence. Artificial intelligence begins to perform tasks once thought to belong only to human reasoning. Decision-making becomes faster, more precise, and often more intelligent than human judgment. 3. Hyperconvergence. Digital technologies blend with biology and physical reality, creating new forms of life enhancement, genetic editing, neurointerfaces, and bioengineering. These shifts opened a profound question. If technology expands human abilities beyond their natural limits, what kind of being will the human become? In 2017, Yuval Noah Harari addressed this question directly in his influential book Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. The Vision of Homo Deus, The Rise of the Godlike Human. In Homo Deus, Harari argues that humanity is moving into a new era in which its main goals are no longer survival, but self-transcendence. After centuries of struggling with famine, disease, and war, humanity has gained unprecedented control over these ancient enemies. As a result, Harari suggests that humans will naturally aim for new ambitions. Humanity's new goals. 1. Immortality. Through genetic engineering, medical enhancement, and biotechnology, humans will attempt to defeat aging and slow down death. The dream of living indefinitely becomes a scientific project. 2. Happiness. By manipulating brain chemistry, emotions, and cognitive processes, humans will try to manufacture stable, lasting satisfaction. 3. Divinity. Humans will redesign their own bodies, minds, and even consciousness. In this process, humanity seeks to become godlike, creators, controllers, and designers of life. Harari names this new being Homo Deus, meaning the human who becomes divine. Connecting 2016 and 2017. Technology and the human future. The fourth industrial revolution provides the tools. Homo Deus provides the vision. Together, they draw a picture of a future where human abilities are extended beyond natural boundaries. The age of superpower, the age of super knowledge, the age of super connection, and ultimately, the age of transcendence. The question is no longer whether machines will change our world, but how deeply they will change us. Why this matters today. These discussions are not abstract theories. They influence how societies think about ethics, identity, education, politics, and spirituality. They challenge the core of what it means to be human. For religious and philosophical thinkers, these developments raise profound questions. If humans attempt to conquer death, what becomes of our understanding of life's meaning? If happiness can be engineered, how do we speak about joy, suffering, or spiritual growth? If humans seek godlike abilities, how does faith respond to this new self-image? This conversation marks one of the central debates of our century. Are we becoming more human, or something fundamentally different? Q1. What part of Harari's vision of Homo... Below is a polished English essay, written in a natural, flowing style suitable for a lecture, academic setting, or publication. The human future, from the fourth industrial revolution to Homo Deus. In the middle of the last decade, two ideas emerged that reshaped the way we think about the future of humanity. The first appeared in 2016 when the World Economic Forum introduced the phrase, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The second arrived in 2017 when Yuval Noah Harari published his provocative book Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. Although these two ideas arose from different fields, together they reveal a single powerful story about the changing nature of human life. The fourth industrial revolution describes a moment when technology moves beyond tools and machines to become an extension of human identity itself. Artificial intelligence, robotics, biotechnology, and vast networks of data no longer operate only in factories or laboratories. They permeate homes, schools, hospitals, and even the human body. Schwab characterized this new era with three phrases: hyperconnectivity, superintelligence, and hyperconvergence. In his view, the digital, biological, and physical worlds are weaving themselves into one continuous fabric. This revolution does not simply improve life, it transforms what it means to be human. It was within this atmosphere that Harari wrote Homo Deus, a book that attempts to answer an ancient yet newly sharpened question. If humans gain the power to redesign themselves, what do they become? Harari argues that humanity, having overcome many of its historic enemies, famine, disease, and large-scale war, will begin to pursue new and more ambitious goals. He identifies three in particular: immortality, happiness, and divinity. The first goal, immortality, reflects humanity's desire to defeat death itself. Through genetic engineering, regenerative medicine, and advanced biotechnology, humans may one day view aging as a technical challenge rather than a destiny. The second goal, happiness, grows from the belief that emotions can be measured, adjusted, and optimized. With developments in neuroscience and psychopharmacology, the pursuit of emotional well-being can become a scientific project. The third goal, divinity, is perhaps the most radical. As humans learn to upgrade their physical and cognitive abilities, they begin to imagine a future where they can shape life, consciousness, and even evolution. Harari calls this new being Homo Deus, the human who reaches for godlike powers. When read together, the Fourth Industrial Revolution and Homo Deus form a continuous narrative. One provides the technological foundation, and the other provides the philosophical vision. Hyperconnection, superintelligence, and biodigital convergence enable the rise of humans who may surpass ordinary limits. In this sense, we are entering not only an age of enhanced capability, but potentially an age of transcendence. The shift from what humans make to what humans become marks a turning point in history. Yet this movement also invites deeper reflection. If technology grants humans the power to live longer, feel more satisfied, and expand their abilities, how does this reshape our understanding of meaning, purpose, and identity? Are we improving our humanity, or are we drifting away from it? And if humans begin to see themselves as their own creators, how will we think about humility, moral responsibility, and spiritual life? The future presented by these ideas is filled with possibility, but also tension. It invites hope, but also caution. Most of all, it calls us to reflect on what remains essential to the human spirit, even as our tools, and perhaps our bodies, change beyond recognition. Q1. How do you personally feel about the possibility that technology may redefine what it means to be human? Q2. Which of Harari's three future goals, immortality, happiness, or divinity, do you think will shape society most powerfully? Q3. How might spiritual or philosophical traditions respond to a world that seeks transcendence through technology rather than faith?